Mirjan is a small village in the Uttara Kannada district of Karnataka. It is located about 12 kilometers away from Kumta town. It takes around 30 minutes to drive here from Gokarna, the popular tourist destination nearby. The fort at Mirjan is a sight to behold during the monsoon season, when the walls are covered with a thick layer of green moss. Mirjan Fort is built on the banks of Aganashni River, which meets the Arabian Sea nearby. The port in this region was one of the thriving export hubs during the days of Vijayanagara Empire. Black pepper, cinnamon, and other spices were exported from this port. One legend suggests that the fort here was constructed by Queen Chenna Devi of Vijayanagara lineage, who ruled from Gerusoppa during the 16th century. She controlled the coastal regions of Karnataka and the ports in this belt, from where spices, mainly pepper, was exported to Europe. The Portuguese who conducted trade with her had given her the title the Pepper Queen. According to the Archaeological Survey of India, this fort was built in the early 17th century by Shareef-Ul-Mulk, who was ruling from Ponda in Goa and was feudatory to the Adilshahis of Bijapur. The locals here also refer to him as Sarpa Mallika, which is a corrupted form of his name Shareef-Ul-Mulk. The Adilshahis of Bijapur had gained control of this region after the Vijayanagara Empire was defeated by the Bahmanis. They may have constructed or renovated this fort to become a line of defense for the nearby port of Kumta. The fort later came under the control of various other rulers, including the Keladi Nayaks, the Marathas, the Portuguese, Hyder Ali, Tipu Sultan, and after the death of Tipu, the fort came into the hands of the British. Mirjan Fort was built with laterite stones over an elevated area that spans around 11 acres. It has high walls on 8 sides, and there are 11 bastions on the outer wall of the fort. There are 2 bastions in the interior of the fort. There was a moat surrounding the fort which was filled with water from a stream running nearby called the Kudre Halla. There were 4 entrances to the fort, the entrance on the north being the main one. However, now the tourist entry is through the east. You will take a flight of stairs and reach the right side of the northern section of the fort. In this section, you will see a flag post tower, a well, and a rectangular passage with steps going below to the well. The flag post may have acted as a signal tower, and different color flags may have been hoisted on this post during wartime as signals. Now this post is used to hoist the Indian national flag on Independence Day and Republic Day. This is the main entrance, which is north facing. In front of the main entrance, a bridge would have been there that passed over the moat, connecting the entry gate with the land on the other side. There is a sally port on the left side of the main entrance, through which guards could control entry of people into the fort. Once you pass through the northern entrance, you come into the left side of the northern section of the fort. In this section, you will find the remains of a dargah. The northern section of the fort complex is separated from the southern section by walls. There are two bastions that flank the entrance to the southern section. In 1999, the Archaeological Survey of India had excavated around 3,900 square feet area in this southern section. They found remains of a huge U-shaped structure built in a north-facing direction. This structure measures 35 meters into 29.5 meters. The open area of the U faced the north and may have been large courtyard or darbar hall. This complex may have had the administrative offices. They also found evidence of a kitchen area and a chamber for storing explosives. Many antique items were also found here, including 75 cannonballs, 5 dumbbells, various weapons and implements, Chinese porcelain ware, a gold coin minted in the 1650s with inscriptions that attributed to the Portuguese governor Count of Sarcedas, and copper coins of Hyder-Ali-Era. This section also has remains of a Mahishasura Mardini temple. The Hindu idols are now placed below a tree. The southern section of the fort also has a well with a rectangular passage with steps going down. The wells in the fort were interconnected with some underground access channels, some of which connected to the moat around the fort, and some were said to have been connected to the canal works outside the fort limits. These may have served as secret passageways to enter and escape from the fort. All around the fort complex, there are traces of underground passages, but now it is not possible to make out how these passages were interconnected. The walls of the fort are built with thick stone blocks and are quite wide to allow one man to walk on them. It was built using the Islamic and Portuguese building methods of those times. The walls have a series of merlons and slits on them. They provide a good view of various areas within the fort and outside the fort. The best time to visit Mirjan Fort is during or after the monsoons when the fort is highly green.